Good morning, guys. I'm a little bit late because I couldn't do the nails anymore. I had to put some on. So these are my Easter nails, I guess. But good morning. We're finally going to use the new palette today. So I'm sure you guys maybe noticed, maybe not. Let me zoom in a little. I know I need to clean my desk. I know. That I was only doing my face and then getting off for the last little bit, and this is why. How pretty is this palette? I love it. So we can finally do a look. It launched yesterday, April Fool's Day, of course. And of course, on April Fool's, I was like, I won't be live today. And I was thinking, maybe nobody thought this, but I was thinking someone might think this is like an April Fool's joke or something. But it was not. I had to get ready early yesterday. So I actually did not go live, and it was not an April Fool's joke. But what's everybody up to? I have to fold this so I can use the clean side for today. Let's get ready. I'm going to start with a little primer. I'm going to use just a little touch of these bronzing drops mixed in with it. Whoa, that was way more than I meant to do, but I guess my hands do need a little, since I just did my nails. I haven't put any lotion on them, so I'll just, we'll do that. What's everybody up to? How was your Wednesday? Any fun plans for Thursday? What's up? What is happening? Good morning, good morning. I see my friends hopping on. I'm excited to use this palette with you. I have a ton of tutorials coming out, by the way. So if you're worried that like you won't know what to do with it, do not fret. I have easy tutorials. I have more glam looking tutorials. Like I have a bunch, and then we'll use it on Facebook Live, of course, too. So you'll see some live in action, and you'll have lots of tutorials getting posted. Whenever we have like a new product launch, I always schedule them to post on the weekends. So that way, if I can't go live, at least I usually have some kind of fun tutorial. So anytime there's like a promo or a new product launch or something, I try to schedule the tutorials for the weekend. So that way, if I don't go live, at least there's something fun. And if I do, it's like a 2-for-1 weekend special. Good morning, Tina. I hope you have a good day too. Kathy, I just looked on the website last week because I thought I saw a new palette. It wasn't there, so I went ahead and placed my order. Oh, dang it, Kathy. I know, I wish I could have told you guys, but obviously when it hasn't launched, so we're supposed to not say anything because I've been dying to tell you. So dang it. I'm sorry, Kathy. I know, but it's available now. So it really is so good. I'm so excited for you guys to get this one. But yeah, let's get ready so we can get to the point of our eyeshadow. Like I said, I'm a little bit late. I'm glad it's Thursday, so I'm kind of thrown off on my week because I was actually off yesterday. I had an appointment, and originally I was supposed to be going to my daughter's volleyball game, but they ended up not playing it. Anyways, so all this info for no reason at all, but my husband made an appointment, so I'm like, I just still ended up taking the day off. So I'm kind of like thrown off on my days because it almost feels like Monday since it wasn't Friday. But yeah. Anywho's, where is my brow mascara? I guess I might have to resort. Oh, here it is. I was gonna say I might have to use something else. What are you guys up to this week? Oh, I don't know if I told you guys this, but do you guys remember how my old light was like broke? Like it was literally had all the screw holes that like hold the light to the stand were stripped. So there's 4 screws that go into it, like to the point you couldn't even put a screw in. And then the last one standing was stripped still, but like not quite as bad. So pretty much still really bad though. So I literally had it holding together by like one tiny little screw. Well, I got a new stand and I tried to put it together without the instructions. I know. Who does that? Am I a man or what? I don't know what I was thinking. I put a few of these together, so I really wasn't like that concerned. Well, I put this part on, so there's like this little round metal ball, and there's a piece that like goes onto that. Well, I put the wrong part on that, and I mean, it is like stuck. Like I literally don't think it can come off. I have to see if my husband can somehow get it off. Anyways, so I ended up putting my new light on my old stand. They don't fit together. So it's still very wobbly and very, like, not good. And I'm like, how could I do this? And these lights are not really cheap. Like, they're not, you know, crazy, but I mean, they're like anywhere from 80 to 120 a piece, the ones I buy. Obviously, there's some that are like photographer setups, thousands of dollars. I'm just trying to do basic enough ones to like make my tutorials and not have it be in the dark, since apparently it's cloudy every day in Montana. Or in the winter, the sun's not up when we're getting ready. So yeah, I don't know. I guess I might just have to totally order a new one, because obviously that was my bad. So we're still wobbly. Good morning, Kenya. How are you? All right, we combed our brows. Now I'm just going to take a little concealer, put this on, and carve them out. What are you guys doing for Easter? I keep forgetting it's Easter. So my kids are older. My youngest is 12. So I don't really have to do a whole ton of like Easter stuff, but you know, we got them a little something. And then I am so lucky because I live in the same town as my in-laws, so my husband's mom and her husband. And so I pretty much go there for every holiday, and my mother-in-law is an amazing cook, and she actually, well, she says she loves it. I'm like, maybe she's just saying that. No, I think she says she loves hosting. And so every holiday, she makes an amazing meal, has an amazing spread. We go to her house. It's like I'm a kid, honestly, still. Like, I literally show up and I'm just like there. Sometimes she'll say like, bring drinks that you want, but otherwise, like, I'm really not doing anything at all. Like, it's literally like I'm still a child and just showing up at my grandma's house like I did when I was a kid. It's actually the same way as when I'm an adult. So I'm very lucky because I literally go there every single holiday and it's amazing every single time. So that's what we're going to do. I don't know. Zuri's coming home this weekend, so I'm excited about that. If you're new here, my oldest daughter's in college, and the college is about 4.5 hours away. So she doesn't get to come home like that much, especially because she plays volleyball. So especially, you know, if they have games or whatever. Oh my gosh. Hi, Anne. You caught me live. Easter seems early this year. Is it early? I never know, because Easter seems like it's just a made up day every year. Because I've seen Easter's be in March and then like the third week of April. And I'm like, I don't really know what determines this. I really don't. Enjoy my quiet time before my son wakes up and we get to packing for the weekend. That's perfect. I remember when my kids were really little so my one son's an early riser and he still is. Luckily he was my quietest baby, but he was always wanting to get up and hang out with me, which was fine. But I would always try to like enjoy every moment of my coffee and sitting there that I possibly could before I either had to get ready for work or until they woke up. Like, I didn't care how late it was. Obviously it wasn't usually that late because I have 3 kids, but enjoy that moment. Yeah. So anyways, I'm going to my mother-in-law's. I do not know if anybody else is going. My husband is actually one of 7. So his youngest brother is a senior in high school this year, so obviously he'll be there. But his sisters and his brothers that are closer to his age, the older ones, I don't know if any of them are going, and his older sister that's my age. So we'll see. Sometimes it's quite a few of us and like a lot of kids, and it's fun because obviously the cousins, our kids, their grandkids all get to like play together. But other times it's just us. So we'll see. She can pretty much guarantee on us being there. There's like a 95% chance we're coming over. But everybody else is kind of, it just depends, you know what I mean? Good morning from Florida. Oh my gosh, Michelle, I want to be in Florida. What's the weather like there? It's not bad here, so I can't complain, but it's just cloudy and like, I'm ready for summer, you know what I mean? So it's not like it's anything like a horrible blizzard or something, so I really can't complain, but I love the sun. My nose is trying to run because I'm messing with it. The moon phases based on Easter each year. Okay, that makes sense, Tammy, because I was always just like, this just seems like the most random day on planet Earth. Like, Thursday, it's always the last Thanksgiving of the month that has a Sunday after it. Like, you can count on that. Other holidays, like the 4th of July and Christmas, same date. Doesn't matter what day it falls on. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I don't really get this, but, 7 kids. Oh my, I know. I just know once he sees his cousins tonight, they'll be feral and chaotic. No rushing to wake up today. Oh my gosh, no, they're gonna have so much fun. Yeah, so both mine and Cody's parents, are divorced and like remarried. So they had kids with our parents. We're both the older set of siblings. And then they, got remarried and had kids with their new spouses, because they actually both, my parents and Cody's mom married people that didn't have kids. So I feel like that's pretty common these days. Good morning from Georgia. I bet it's nicer in Georgia too. It will be 80 here in South Florida. 80 sounds honestly amazing. I would probably sit outside and just do nothing but, I don't want to say stare at the sun, close my eyes at the sun and let it just beat down on me. I love doing that. I'm a summer gal. I know not everybody is because like Zuri and Ridge, my older 2 kids, they really get overheated easily and they're really not into it. Obviously, Zuri still loves to be tan, but she gets hot and she gets kind of grumpy when she's hot. Where me and Carv, my youngest son, you can find us outside in the summer. We're going on walks. If we're at the lake, he loves like a treasure hunt. So we'll walk up and down the shore and like look for stuff. We'll go swimming. Catch us outside. Good morning from rainy Seattle. Good morning, Shelly. That's probably more what it's like here too. But once we get back from Easter weekend, we have to pack for my husband's work celebration in Utah. April is so busy for us this year. Baby shower and maternity pictures also. Holy cow, yeah, you're gonna be busy. 77 and sunny at 10:30. It's a beautiful morning. Oh my gosh, Michelle, that sounds like a dream. I would be sitting out on my porch. Well, like my patio, I guess it's not a porch, with my coffee, living and enjoying every moment. Do you work full-time? No, I just work part-time, so I only work Monday through Thursday. I don't work on Fridays. Come visit. I have a big pool. Oh my gosh, that sounds amazing. It's actually going to be 80 today here as well, but it's a lot nicer because we don't have the same humidity. I live in Florida for over 30 years and couldn't stand the heat. Okay, so we don't have a ton of humidity in Montana, or probably... It's weird because, like, obviously Washington and Oregon aren't, like, that far from Montana, but they are next to the coast, where, like, us, Idaho, North Dakota, South Dakota, it's pretty dry. Wyoming. And we didn't get a lot of snow this year, so I think it's going to be a very dry summer. That's what I'm kind of worried about, because one thing we do have is a lot of fires, and obviously Canada, I don't know what it is. I don't live in Canada. I don't know what they got going on up there. They can't seem to go one summer without getting, like, a blazing fire that takes over half the country, it seems like. But their smoke all comes straight down to us, because we obviously border Canada. So I hate that, because then I'm like, now the sun is covered. You can barely breathe out here. So it's kind of like, if I had to choose between humidity and smoke, I don't know, I'd probably hate both, but at least with the humidity, the sun's maybe still shining. Where the smoke gets to be like a big cloud, so it's like 100 degrees out, but no sun. It's really weird. And it's just like, obviously really dry, like bloody nose dry, because it's so smoky and stuff. I'm going to put this on under my powder and see if I want to do a more subtle kind of blush today. I actually didn't do it on purpose. I just kind of like got to talking and did it. But sometimes I used to do this, so like more of an underpainting, so it's more peeking through and subtle. And I've actually liked it quite a few times, so we're gonna roll with it. Put a little gold rush on underneath. I don't like a super, super bright highlighter, so I like to put it under stuff, like under my blusher or under my powder, so it's just peeking through. And here in Montana, we'll be finding Easter eggs in the spring snow. See, we don't have any snow here, but there's definitely been, I have pictures of my kids in like pretty deep snow, actually, finding, or Easter egg hunting. And then other years, it's a nice, beautiful spring day. It's usually cold though, honestly. That's why I don't really like track season, because yeah, there might be like one good track meet a year that's sunny and not the wind blowing 800 miles an hour, but most of the time it's raining, rain-snow mix, windy, it's cold, it's crappy, it sucks. So yeah, thanks, Joan. What is Gold Rush? This is one of the pivot powders by Ophir. So I have my Ophir link up in the description, and that's the only thing I actually linked right off the bat because I'm so excited about the new palette and to do a look with you guys. So I figured that's probably going to be the number one thing that people are wanting to grab today. But that's under pivot powder. So you can use it as eyeshadow. You can use it as your highlighter. It's really, really pretty. And it's going to last you forever. I've had this one since it launched, and I don't use it like every single day, but I do use it a lot. And it looks brand new. Like, you can't even see the bottom yet. All right, let's go in with our powder. This is just our unique powder. Good morning, Mom. All right, we're going in with powder. This is just going to beef up our coverage. I like a powder finish. I have more oily skin, but this powder is my favorite. It is kind of expensive, but to be honest, I think it's worth it. It's about $44 or something like that, 40 bucks. Anyways, if you guys need a link to it, just let me know, but it is so good. It can be full coverage if you apply it with a sponge and like tap it on, or it can be a medium coverage if you apply it with a fluffy brush like I am today. And I just kind of go through and like either do circles like this, or I kind of like stipple it and press it into my skin. It's lightweight. It has vitamin A, vitamin E, shea butter. It is very hydrating. It almost has like kind of a velvety feel to it. You know what I mean? Versus like a dry powdery feel. It's so good. Okay, so eye prep. I've actually talked to a couple people about this lately. So I usually just use my powder foundation, and I don't do much because I don't want it to like be a thick layer where it creases up, but I just kind of use that as a base to neutralize my eye color, and then I use this. You can use eye primer as well if you prefer eye primer, or skip this and just use eye primer. But if you have oily lids, or if you're using serums in your skincare routine, you're going to want to do something to prep the eyes. So whether it's the powder foundation is always enough for me, but whether it's taking a tiny bit of setting powder and dabbing that over your eyes before your eyeshadow, just to make sure that oil is dry and like neutralized. Otherwise, that's when you're going to get some like creasing and caking in those eyes. But this eyeshadow is really, really good. It doesn't cake, it doesn't crease. But like I said, obviously if you have like an oil serum or something, that's going to break down your eyeshadow faster no matter what you're using. So those are just a couple little tips. I love the pivot powders. I use them for eyeshadows. They are so pretty as eyeshadow. Is that pressed powder talc free as well? I believe so, but let me double check, Debbie. I'm sure it is because they have all the little check marks on the website, but I don't want to say, yes, it is for sure, and then be wrong. I need eyelet. They've been out forever. Is taffeta close? I know eyelet is so popular. No, taffeta is quite a bit darker than eyelet because it does kind of oxidize a little bit. Like taffeta is actually a color I use when I'm a little more tan. Taffeta and satin are very similar. What I would say is very similar is velour. So that's actually what I'm using right now. Here's velour, and then this is eyelet for reference, which I think this one's almost empty. But that's eyelet. This is velour, just so you can see. They're very close. Velour is just a little bit lighter in color, but you can see how similar they are. And you can really just kind of darken it up the hair with some bronzer. But I know eyelet has been out of stock for so long. It's kind of like making me nervous because I'm like, do not retire my favorite powder. I don't know what I would do if they did. All right. Let's do our eyes first, and then we'll decide what lip and cheek we want to complement that. This is the new powder or eyeshadow palette that just launched yesterday. It's called Floral Bite. I love it. Like I said, you guys may have noticed that I've been getting off early and then going and doing my eyeshadow, and the reason why is I was making tutorials for this, so I've got a lot coming out. Do not worry. You're definitely going to have lots of ideas. Not that you need them. You can just go in and have fun. But yeah. I am so in love with the fact that this product has so many talc-free options that's so hard to find. So true, Debbie. Okay, thanks. That helps. You're welcome. Good morning, Gabe. Okay, I definitely want to use the purple at least somewhat today. I hate this. I hate having this broken stand after I just replaced it. I'm like, I really don't want to buy a new one already, but I might have to. And like I said, it was completely self-inflicted. It was not the stand's fault. But now I just have this sitting on top of a stand that it was not made for. Maybe that'll help. All right. Yeah, see, it's floppy. Stay. Okay, I'm also going to use my new BK Beauty brushes. You guys put me on these, and I really like them. I've been using the face brushes a lot, but I haven't used the eyeshadow brushes that much. All right, I know I want to use the purple today, at least at some point, because I have some purple in this necklace. I put this on with this palette in mind. I need ideas. Perfect, Kathy. So let's go in with some purple, because I know I want to use the purple. And we'll just kind of start with that. I'm going to keep it nice and light with a fluffy brush. I always tap off, and then I'm just going to very lightly start putting this in my eye. Especially with darker colors, I always start with a super light hand and a small amount of products because I would rather build up to the color that I want than go in like super heavy off the bat and then be like, ooh, I got that a lot darker than I wanted. You know what I mean? Because it's really easy to keep adding more and layer up your eyeshadow. It's a lot harder to kind of take away. Okay, and I'm just going to kind of build up my crease and then my outer corner with this fluffy brush. Reminds me of a mini Bloom palette. Kind of, yeah. Like, it's kind of like, I actually had someone ask me that if it was the same colors. And no, so it's a similar color scheme with like, you've kind of got this really pretty peachy color. I love this peach. We're definitely going to use that, but I want to focus on purple today. The purple, you know what I mean? And then you've got like those really bright metallics. So it's definitely kind of like a similar theme for sure, but totally unique colors. Okay, and I'm just going to do the same thing over here. I'm going to concentrate it in my crease and kind of this outer half of my eye here. So pretty. Thanks, Kenya. Usually I would do like my setting spray and stuff before this. I'm looking in the mirror like, you're kind of going out of order today, but it'll be fine. I really want this purple to pop, so we're going to just make sure we get a nice good layer of it, and then I'll carve it back out if I need to when we go in with our color to make it pop. All right, let's go in with some of this gold. I believe this is the shade Poppy. My sticker doesn't quite line up with it, so I'm just going to take my finger and I'm just going to do the same thing, building this up to the color that I want. And we're kind of keeping it in to match our necklace. The silver in it is very pretty too. I definitely have some tutorials coming out using that, but the silver is definitely a lot brighter pop, where the gold is more of kind of that champagne, like everyday color. This would be a really pretty palette for a wedding makeup. The brown in it is very rich and it almost has a little bit of a purple under hue. It's so pretty. And then the golds and like this bright kind of silver champagne are so pretty for just like that traditional wedding glam. And I'm just going to use my finger. You could also use a flat brush. And I'm going to take and carve out the purple. Those are my everyday colors. I use purple every day. Oh my gosh, this palette was made for you then, Debbie. I'm deciding underneath if I want to do a little bit of that brown or if I want to just really keep like the purple theme going. I think we'll do a little bit of this brown. It's so like rich and just really, really pretty. And I'm going to kind of smudge out the bottom with that. Then I want to finish my makeup and we'll see if we want to add anything else or if we just want to keep it just like this. Eyeshadow doesn't have to be hard, guys. I often some of my favorite eyeshadow looks are like one color, maybe two colors. Obviously with this, I'm kind of like wanting to play. So I did have a few tutorials I made that I used like 3 colors or just to like use a little bit more and kind of show them more. But most of my eyeshadows, and which that is something I get compliments on a lot, or like people will say, you know, can you teach me how to do eyeshadow or whatever. Like that's one of my tutorials and stuff that I feel like are the most helpful to people. It's 2 colors, maybe 3 colors. You know what I mean? So don't be afraid to just keep it simple. That still can be very, very pretty and look extremely glam. It does not have to be overcomplicated. But anyways, I'm just taking that same brush and I'm kind of swiping back and forth to smoke out that lower lash line and give it that more smoky eye look. And I'm just going to take a little more purple, kind of make sure we've got that there. And layering. That would be my other big eyeshadow tip. Layer, layer, layer until it looks whatever color that you want. I think myself and anyone with super pigmented eyeshadow, one thing I've noticed that we have in common is we're layering the eyeshadow. That color looks like the one in High Desert. Oh, it is kind of similar to that. It's a little different because that one's more of like a true brown, I'd say, where this one's more of kind of that clay where you can see like that reddish kind of purpley hue to it. Very similar though. Good morning, Mary. I'm doing good. How are you? The champagne color, to be clear. The one I used on my lid? Yes, so I used the gold. So the smaller one here in the bottom. I would almost call both of those kind of a champagne. The silverish one is a lot brighter for sure. But let's do the rest of our makeup and then we will see where we want to go from here. So I'm going to do some blush. I was deciding which blush I want to do, if I wanted to go purple or keep it like brown pear. And I feel like brown pear would probably look a little better, but why not just go for it? We're going to do raisin, and I'm going to try to do a light hand. I have a bad habit of not doing that, so we're just going to keep the purple theme going. But we want the eyes to pop, so let's go in with a little bit of raisin on a fluffy brush. I'm going to barely dot it. These are super pigmented, so the other day when I did this, I definitely got a little overboard for sure. And we're just going to kind of brighten up that cheek, add that natural flush, while also staying in with our kind of purpley theme. This is also an Ophir product. Actually, a lot of my makeup is Ophir. I love them. This is the Vitamin C stick. So I love these, and this is the shade Raisin. In the summer, you will see me using just these, and it's like, that's my whole makeup look. I'm putting it on my eyes, I'm putting it on my cheeks, I'm not wearing foundation, I'm just like carving out my face with it and kind of enhancing my natural look. They are skincare infused, so they're super glowy, super hydrating, and see how they kind of give that like reflective look, which gives kind of a blurring effect. I love these. They do not make me break out. I do have acne prone skin, and the pigment payoff is incredible. They are just, I love them. If they launched 3 more shades this summer, that's what they did last summer, I would be overjoyed. Do we need 3 more shades? I don't know. There's already 6, I think, but I would love that. Good morning, Darcy. Good morning, Jody. How are you, girls? Mary, finally caught you live. Thank you for all the tips and tricks. Can't wait to get this new palette. You are so welcome. Thank you for tuning in. I can't wait for you to get it either. It is so pretty, guys. You're gonna love it. Sorry, the champagne color looks like the High Desert. Oh, I see what you're saying. Like the gold one. So I totally see what you're saying. So the gold in the High Desert is definitely darker. Like it's more of that like true jewel tone, like orangey gold, but similar. Both the metallic finish and everything. Let's go ahead and set. We need to melt those powders in. Good morning, Norlin. How are you? All right, I want to do, I know what lip I want, but am I going to be able to find it? Wow, my lucky day, guys. First look. If you're new here, I can never find anything. And whose fault is that? Mine, because my desk looks like a 5-year-old is running it, literally. It looks like my vanity when I was a kid at home, actually. Not much has changed. Okay, I'm just going to wipe off my chapstick. And I'm going to use the shade Plush. The new palette we're using is Ophir, and a lot of the products are. I'll make sure to link everything I used that's not Ophir at the end, since I didn't really know what I was going to use today. But to keep this kind of purpley theme going, but where the focus is still on the eyes, we're going to go in with some Plush lip liner. I'm just going to line my lips. This is like a purple, but like a nude purple. You know what I mean? Where it's like, yes, it's purple, but it's not like purple purple. I ordered the lip stain set, so excited to try. Yay, I hope you like it. I'm like, for $9.99, you can't really beat it. You know what I mean? You get 6 color options. So it's like, even if you only like a couple of them, to me, it's still worth it. I've used all 6. And they're kind of similar, but is it the best lip stain on the market? I doubt it, but for $9.99, is it the best? I kind of think so, when you get 6 of them. I do want to order some of that Sachu Beauty. I don't know if that's how you say it. I want to make sure all my chapstick is off, because I don't want, like, that weird look of foundation on the lips. Anyways, I do want to order some of those Sachu Beauty, I don't know how to say it. Lip stains for sure. Those are so good, I think. Or they look so good, I should say. But I haven't tried them yet. I see videos for them all the time, so I need to order some of those. Okay, we're going in with a little setting powder too. This does take away the glow, but it does eliminate texture, get rid of pores, not get rid of them, hide the appearance of them, set the makeup so it lasts all day, yada, 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 all the good stuff. Whoops, I didn't need to do my eye. That's kind of a habit. Usually I do my eyes last. So I do my setting spray and setting powder routine before that. Okay, and I'm just dusting on the lightest little bit. If you get too much, I do find that can get a little, like, cakey looking. But if you just keep, like, the thinnest layer, I feel like you get the blurring and the setting. But it doesn't look powdery or cakey. Might as well make them match, I guess. Link all the stuff, the lip stains, etc. I'll do that, Jody. I'll add a lip stain set and then I'll link this liner too. Are all of the colors in this new palette in any of the other palettes? No. So all of the palettes are completely unique colors. Like, they aren't the same colors, I guess I should say, but this one is kind of like similar in color scheme to like the Bloom palette, where like the, what was the simplest, like Lil Heat, that's kind of like, I don't know what that one's like, I guess, because it's kind of like a mix of the Dune and whatever. But this one is kind of similar in color scheme to the Bloom, but as you can see, it is totally different colors, like totally its own colors. It's not like they put the same eyeshadow. It might be like a purple, but it's a different purple. And then like PM Crush, that was kind of inspired, I think, by like Future Dusk. I wouldn't be surprised if this one was kind of inspired by like High Desert and the Bloom palette, because it does have the purples and stuff, but it also has these kind of like gold and peachy colors. So they're totally their own palettes, even if they are like similar color schemes, I guess is what I should say. And I'm just taking like literally the tiniest dot of purple just to get that crease really drama looking and really get that purple. Purple is actually not that great of a color for blue eyes, but I still love purple and I still think it's really fun to use it. But if you have green eyes, purple is amazing. It's also really good for brown eyes. I feel like there are certain shades of purple that can be good for blue, but it's kind of like wearing blue eyeshadow when you have blue eyes. Like, there are a dark navy I feel like still makes my eyes pop, but if I wear blue eyeshadow all over, it almost makes my eyes look a little more gray because it kind of like washes out the blue. You know what I mean? So you can totally use color theory to make your eyes pop. I need to get some lip stains and see what the hype is about. I know I avoided those lip stains, those peel off lip stains forever because I just thought there's no way those are actually gonna peel, like where they actually come off. I thought I'd be sitting there like scraping and scraping, and I'm like, why would I do that when I can just use a normal lip stain? I do really like them though. I was really shocked. That's why I went so cheap on it, because I just thought I would hate it, and then I knew I couldn't like necessarily blame just the lip stain if it was like that dang cheap. But I was also just like, I just don't think these are gonna like be that good. But I do really like them. Do I think lip stain could work just the same? Definitely. But I don't know, something about them. Maybe it's just the trend. I do really like it. Love Lil Heat. Got that one today. Still stupid name. I know, I hate saying the name of like Lil Heat. It just sounds so weird. Maybe it's like because I'm a millennial and all the like big rappers and hip hop people were like Lil this, like Lil Wayne, Lil Jon, Lil Hart, Lil this, and it's like everyone's Lil, and I'm like, why are we all Lil something? Like everybody had that in their name, so it just kind of feels funny to say it, but I love the palette itself. Okay, I'm gonna use this You Cool Me mascara. One question I've been getting since I've been using this week, I just got this, is do I like this or the Ophir mascara better? This one's brown, so I just want brown with this kind of look, but I like them both. What I would say, I love the Ophir mascara, and I do really like this. This is a fiber plus tubing in one mascara, so I feel like it builds up faster, but anytime you use a fiber mascara, and I feel like that is true with this, you're definitely gonna get clumps and things like that faster because of the fibers, you know what I mean? Because they're attaching to themselves and adding that length and volume. But with that, I do feel like you can legit do one coat and get like really, really good results. So it's kind of more on personal preference. Like, do you want a lot of fullness and thickness and you're fine if it does get a little like crazy if you go overboard, or do you want like the really separated like wispier lash that can also be built up and you don't have to worry about it clumping? So that would kind of be like my thing, is they're both really good. I obviously wouldn't recommend anything that I didn't like, but they're definitely different. Like if I keep going with this, I'll start, you know, it's gonna get like very thick because it's a fiber mascara. But I really like it, and I do think it adds like a great amount of length and volume, especially very quickly. So I love that. And it wears really well throughout the day too. So sometimes fiber mascaras can be a little bit like messy, like they kind of flake off throughout the day. I haven't had any of that with this. So, and same with the Ophir one. I have not had any like flaking off, running down my face, nothing. They've both worn really great throughout the day. So it's just kind of your personal preference, what you're kind of looking for in a mascara. But yeah, I'll make sure to link this as well. I got this one on TikTok, and I really like it. I'm just going to do one eye so I can kind of show you guys one coat. In the corner, does anybody else get this where like your upper lash and your lower lash kind of want to like crisscross and they get like stuck? So I'm trying to like get those separated. I hate that. Good morning, Marla. Good morning, Stacy. How are you girls? Okay, I'm just trying to get this corner where it like will be stuck there. They're kind of like stuck together, my upper and lower lash. All the time. Oh, drives me crazy. Okay, so I am just going to do one eye so then I can record a little tutorial with the other one, and I can show you guys the difference. Where did I put my palette? Okay, we used the new Floral Bite today. Like I said, guys, I have a bunch of tutorials coming out, so do not stress if you're like wanting to get into eyeshadow. I know when you first start wearing eyeshadow or like lipstick instead of just like clear gloss, you can feel a little weird, like, oh my gosh, I look like a clown, everybody's laughing at me. It's kind of like when you wear a hat and like you're not a hat person, and so you're just like, everybody can tell I'm not a hat person. You know what I mean? Like, they know. I know it can feel like that, but do not stress. It's makeup. It washes off. It's for fun. And nobody but you is thinking that you look crazy. Start with less and keep building up. And I have a ton of tutorials coming out. So the best way to learn, I've done a ton of makeup looks that are not good. Some as recent as last year. Last summer. I have one video, and I've done more than that since then, but like one that was obnoxiously bad, I guess. Because people were commenting, asking if it was rage bait because it couldn't be serious. I still do bad makeup looks, but that's how you learn, and that's how you find what looks best on you, your favorite colors, and it's fun. It's just a fun way to be creative, express whatever through your outfit, through your makeup, through your hair. So don't be scared. That happens all the time. Then I end up pulling it off, so I have shorter lashes. Oh my gosh, me too, Tina. Even harder when you have small squinty eyes. So I guess I'm not the only one that has that problem. Yeah, I'm like, please separate, get away from each other. Anyways, I hope you guys have an amazing Thursday. I go live Monday through Thursday around 8 a.m. Mountain Standard Time if you're new here, and then sporadically on the weekend. So there's no set schedule on the weekend. But if you turn notifications on, I do usually go live. I end up going live at least once, not always. But if you turn notifications on, then you can come hang out with me on the weekend. But yeah, I hope you guys have a happy Easter, a good weekend. I hope it's nice weather where you are. And I will see you guys for sure Monday and probably before that. Bye, guys.